What's up? I hope you can hear me well. I know this is like my first stream sessions, um, and this is like my first time doing something like this. Um, Life has just been kind of like on a downhill slope lately, um, and so I decided to just go on here and have some fun with y'all. I know that I have abandoned this YouTube channel for quite a while. My apologies. I'm making a new video that is coming soon. But yeah, I'm gonna play Bus Simulator while also like vent, or yeah, I just literally say vent and rant at the same time. And I said rent. um, Hang on, I'm having some issues here. It says open studio. Now see what's going on with this. Okay. So, welcome to Bus Simulator. I'm just gonna wait here for a bus to arrive, and then I'm just gonna drive the bus around while telling you about, yeah, just talking about transit in general, and then like vent. If you have any like transit topics that you want me to talk about, feel free to drop them in the comments. Might take a while until like somebody coming in, but I hope the audio is clear enough for you. I can't wait, so I'm just gonna... Oh, there we go. So, this bus is a Mercedes Citaro, an electric bus. I have a pet peeve with electric bus actually. Like back in the day, I used to think that, oh yeah, oh my god, come on. And that, my friend, that's the reason why the buses are always late. It's the traffic, bro. It's because of the traffic. What makes the bus slow is because of the cars. What makes the roads dangerous is because of the cars. What makes a city inaccessible is because we have had sacrifices all the spaces for all the car infrastructures. You better not pass me like that. What do you mean I skipped the stop? Did I not stop for long enough?
What should I get to eat now?
But yeah,
Fast
like...
food? Junk food? I think I'll try some street food.
I'm not sure how many of you know this, but a bus doesn't need to be filled with people in order to be efficient in carrying passengers. Like, you would be like, I know that some of you might be shocked to hear that a bus only needs to carry up to 5 passengers to break even, like to be more efficient than a car in terms of moving people. Here's the math. So here's the math. So the bus is about the length of 3 cars per se,
I'd like to buy a ticket, please.
but it has a capacity that is 6 times more than a car. So and on average, I don't know what about your countries, but I live in Canada, and therefore, like, there's an average of 1.2 people per car. Like, literally, like, even though like that, oh my god, not again. Even though that SUV out there is 7-seater, on average, like, there's only 1.2 persons per vehicle.
Bye.
In
See ya.
Canada. And so if the bus is a length of 3 cars, that means it only needs to transport 1.2 times 3, which is 3.6. So I'm gonna round it to 4 passengers in order to be more efficient than a car. But I have 55 seconds in here before I have to leave the stop. So let's count how many people. Yeah, we have exactly 4 people on the bus at the moment, but we definitely had more than that earlier because of all the people getting off. So yeah, like, you don't need a bus to be entirely filled in order to be like efficient at moving people. Like, even if like there's only like 4 people on a bus, that already means it's more efficient at moving people than a car. And oh, somebody needed to get off. Man, you cannot cut people off like that. How many people do you usually see on your bus? Like, I know that like not all of you out there are counters like me. I just really love counting people whenever I'm on a bus, because like over time it give me a patterns. It give me a really good patterns of like, oh yeah, like on this day I traveled at this time of the day, there are 10 people on the bus. But let's say like the next day, oh, I forgot that like the door was open. Oops. But yeah, like the next day there's like a couple of people, a couple more, like there's like 30 people, and then like over time you realize there's a pattern. Like, yeah, during rush hour there's these many people traveling on the bus. At the other time there are these many people. So yeah, how many people do you usually see riding your buses? I would say like on average I've seen like anywhere between, I'll give it a range, not even an average. Like an average would be a hard thing to say. I would say like a range of anywhere between 15 to 27 passengers, which is honestly not bad. The problem that I have with transit is that
Parking to perfection.
you might be shocked to hear this, but many cities, even though they have recovered the ridership to pre-COVID-19 levels, it is still not good. It is still not able to meet the level of ridership compared to before COVID levels, like the levels of service, not levels of ridership. Like, you see, like, when the lockdown in 2020 happened, a lot of transit agencies, what they did was they cut the service down, like they scaled down the services. Buses became more infrequent, some routes got cancelled. Basically, like, they removed a lot of things because there was not that much demand. And of course it was true, everybody was working from home, so understandable that they did that. Can't really blame them, but what I do blame them is the selling of vehicles. So like, not only they cut down on operations, but they also like sell buses, like scale down the fleets so that they have fewer vehicles to maintain, on top of like not having like the prices for vehicle parts also raise during this time, which inevitably driven the cost of maintenance. And simply like, not everybody can buy, like, not every transit agencies have the money to buy like the replacement parts, which create another problem of maintenance. So we have two problems. We have a problem of a reduced size, fleet size, and we have a problem about maintenance, which eventually lead up to a shortage of fleet to use, leading to buses now having to carry more people but are stuck with the same terrible frequency because there's that just not enough vehicles, which is very sad to think about. Oops, I know that's a yield sign that I had to stop there, but you know. You know, I'm positively thinking I'm a bus. I should have the rights. I mean, buses should be kind of like a priority vehicle. Like, it's not prioritized to the point of emergency vehicles, obviously. But what do you think that like the buses deserve the same levels of priority as some levels of priority as emergency vehicles? Like, I personally feel like for traffic laws we have to I personally think that like in terms of traffic law we need to have laws. I mean, I don't like traffic laws anyways because yeah, I hate the idea of policing and like enforcing behaviors on people. But generally speaking, like, buses should be considered a priority vehicle. Okay, sweet. I have 2 minutes in here, so I'm gonna explain layover point in transit. So, layover point is basically just part of a thing called schedule paddling, just basically matching the traffic flow of a bus route, like the flow on a bus route to like to the timetable. So sometimes there will be layover points, like once the bus like escape that high traffic area, so that like it can just catch up with the schedule. And then like in the case of when there's like not that much traffic flow, then it can just stop here and wait. Fun fact, I did want to become a bus driver as a kid. I just like see that like, oh yeah, like people are driving buses, yay, cool. And I hope that like one day I could be a bus driver. Then I discovered urban planning and transportation planning and transit planning, and I was like, it sounds cool. Like I get to work with like all the things like technical about the buses, about transit in general. So here, I specifically, in this game, what I like about this game is that like you can also set up the layover time for the bus. Like you
This is
see
the
like
first time ever that Eclipse
there's
Bay has
1
had a
minute
public
in
transport
here.
network. This is so exciting.
Oh wow, I finished another mission.
It
But
was
yeah,
tough
like
convincing
it's
the
basically
residents
like
of Eclipse Bay
the
that
layover
having a
time
transport system
and
is
like
a good thing. But
uh,
good news, our patience has paid off. They've told their friends in Lakeside
Yeah.
View about our bus routes. The residents of Lakeside View have now actually
Oh,
been
we
in
have
touch
another-
to ask about new routes. Isn't that great?
issue. We have another issue with the streams. Be right back. Okay, I am back. Well, there's like something's wrong with my my internet connection tonight. It just not being it at the moment. So if you're experiencing some laggies, it's like some lags, my apologies. I sincerely apologize for the bad quality connection. I was just reading Discord chat. Yeah, like to clarify a little bit on the traffic laws, like what I say was that like I don't like the idea of like enforcing and like fining people more like that. I do believe that like we need like some kind of like not laws but like common sense, like common like rules of the road. But like also like those rules need to be revisited, like just so that like as society progress we need to like keep on revisiting them and amend them to make sure that like it's still relevant and up to date. But I generally don't like the idea of like enforcing them like heavily enforcement, because yeah. Hope that helps. I know it's like really late at night already. And like I'm not like really good at explanation when I don't script the videos. So I'm sorry for just rambling. Oops. I think it stopped too far. Oh yeah. One thing I don't like about this game is that like I have to like give the money back to the passengers using only change. Like I talked about this in my video about ticketing. Oh no. Yeah. Talked about this in the video about ticketing, transit tickets. And like using change in 2025 is like come on. How far have we progressed as society?
I'll turn it
Right
down.
on it. Cheese too, yes.
And Also, like one more thing that I don't like about this game is like the checking tickets of passengers. Like public transit should be free. Ah, see, like I just misclick on this person. Like, you see, fare evasion fines should not exist. Like at all. Because if you think that people cannot afford to pay a $3 ticket, then how would you how would they be able to pay a hefty fine? Like, we're taking away the accessibility of public transit by gatekeeping people when we impose kind of fines like this. Chat, question for you. What's your favorite bus models? I mean, you can say yours and then I will continue with my story that I said at the beginning of the stream about why I don't like battery electric buses. I think like it's kind of being overrated and over glorified, but that's just me. And I do have reasons for this, okay? Like, I do have oh god, I just hit a curb. But I do have reasons for why I believe that battery electric buses are overrated and it's not suitable at all for our fight against climate change or like mitigation of climate change. We actually like do have a lot of available technologies. We do have like available like good technologies that is not battery electric buses. One second. I need to find a way to like read the chat in the game as well. Chat, I'm really sorry for not reading the chat earlier. I just did not know how to arrange this around. You see, like, I mean, it doesn't need like in the last few years we have seen like a lot of major changes in the weather pattern. Like my hometown was personally affected by a very sudden flood recently. Yeah, like a bridge actually fell. Yeah, it collapsed a bridge. And but back to the argument about battery electric buses. I think like trolley buses, we should bring back trolley buses. Who believe that we need to bring back trolleys? Like, I know in Canada, like there's like the city of Vancouver is like still have lots of streetcar tracks, which is oh my god, oops. I am too early for my Oops, I'm too early. I think I left that stop too early. But yeah, back to the idea about having streetcars instead of battery electric buses. No, there is like low floor trolleys actually. I've seen that. I've seen low floor trolley buses. And they are actually like very accessible. They do have the ramps for wheelchair users too. And even so, like
Goodbye.
the city of Vancouver, like, as far as I know, TransLink in Vancouver, they are actually like working on building a new like ordering new trolley bus vehicles. They decide to not get rid of the existing trolley buses. Yeah, it's not that hard to actually have accessible trolley buses like nowadays with the possibility and availability of ordering custom built buses. It's actually not that hard, and the city and TransLink, they are actually ordering new fleets of trolley buses in 2025 that are low floor and accessible. And trolley bus, I think, like, if you look around in the world, like, there's plenty of cities in Europe, in Eastern Europe particularly, have low floor trolley buses. Oh no, I keep like almost leaving the stop. I know I have to like stop here for 2 more minutes. Oh wow, the bus is very empty at the moment. I did see a notification about the passenger falling asleep. Did they wake up? Okay, so that they woke up. Yeah, well, light rail is also expensive to build if you don't have that capacity to build. It's a PC game, but I think that there is PS5, PS4, and PS5 equivalent of this. I do really want to get a game called OMSI 2. In case you don't know, it's also like a bus simulator game, but it's I think it just has more models than this. Yep, rail vehicles are not suitable for kneeling. However, like, well, if you design the stations accessible, and by accessible I mean meaningfully accessible, which, yeah, there is like actual ramps and like the way to like get from the sidewalks to the median station easy and convenient for wheelchair users or strollers and walkers, then yeah, it's a good idea as well. Then light rail is the way to go. Most cities I've seen built light rails like in the middle of the roads. But I feel like they can definitely build like roadside light rail like this, like in like streetcar, like the streetcar track that you see in the game here. You got a point, Joseph. You got a point. I agree. I mean, well, if in that case, then it's technically like not free because you basically like earned it via taxes. Oh wow, okay. Another passenger needs to get off.
I wish I lived in Eclipse Bay.
Oh my god, that is so close. Did you see that? Did you see that? That is too close for comfort. See? Oh my god. Sometimes it just feels like this game is a simulation of real life, because in the city that I live in, yeah, there's a lot of bad drivers, and there are also lots of like bad bus drivers too. I think like one time like I was riding a bus and like the driver was like driving really fast. Can't really blame them if they're on a tight schedule. Yeah, like what I was trying to say is that, oh yeah, like that bus driver, like he literally like opens the bus doors like when the bus is still moving, and then like as like people are
Discovering all these amazing places.
but like yeah, I think like the way to solve bad drivers, the crisis of bad drivers, is not
Where's my bag?
more driver training. I mean, it's only part of the
Oh, my stomach.
um it's not about like driver training, it's about like creating better alternatives for people, because like when transit is so bad and nobody use it, then eventually like everybody's gonna drive, and the more people on the road, the more risk that you have out there, more risk of collision that will happen. Oh crap, I'm too early again. Oh yeah, I've heard of that idea of like a forced stop. You want to see me damage the bus? I don't want to lose money for it. I mean, like, you can't like physically damage it. Like, you would not. Oh shit. You will not see the physical damages on the bus, but here, let me demonstrate. Am I actually gonna risk the life of all the passengers on the vehicle just to demonstrate this? But like, you will lose money for doing that. Like in the game, like. What the hell? See, oh my god. My my ADHD is really like not with me today. Need to like reset the bus onto the streets. Okay. Does your city allow buses to make U-turns? Because I'm gonna make one. That was smooth. Yeah, I know. Like what is happening? Like, why am I like driving in circles at the moment? What is happening? Like, for real? So the bus in front of me is a BYD bus. In the game, it's from a Chinese company. Ooh, yeah. See, so I crashed, but like there's like the repair cost that is required for the bus. Sorry, I need to make it to my stop. Oh wow, I think we gridlocked the traffic in here. Just gonna sneak around, sneak through, sneak through, sneak through. Oh wow, I'm still on time. I can't believe I was driving in circles all the time. Yeah, like, I mean, riding bikes, riding e-bikes, walking, building like the amenities that you need close to your life, it's always help. Like, I would really wish to not have to drive, because in case you didn't know, like, a little bit of a TMI, I do have driving anxiety. Got diagnosed with driving anxiety, actually. Like, it's hell. It's that's why like I love driving simulation games, because like you can literally just like drive in the game. Okay, chat. Can we get this video to... Can we get this video to 100 views by the end of this sessions? After like finishing driving this route, I will drive another route. I just wish that like there's a game that is also like about bus driving, but like it's just simulates like your own city. Oh, me, when I first used the bus in Canada.
I'd like to buy some tickets, please.
Yeah, cause so I used to live in Germany, and in Germany the buses are required to stop at every stop, or at least slow down. And then like stop requesting is not something that you are required to do, because well, the bus is forced to stop anyways. And so like on my first day riding the bus in here, I just like went to the back door, stood there and wait, but the bus keep driving past my bus stop. And I was like, wait, what's happening? Like, why don't you stop? Like, I just keep pushing on the door. The driver keeps driving. And then like, thankfully another passenger spotted me doing that. And so like, they told me to pull the button, like push the button nearby. And I don't know about buses in your country, but buses in Canada, they have those strings running along the windows, and you pull that string to request a stop. Funny, hey? Yeah.
I'd like to buy a ticket, please.
Well, when I lived in Germany, like it was required to stop at every stop, actually. Yeah. It actually was required to stop at every stop.
Thanks.
And so you never really had to like, and then like I know that it slows down the bus significantly, but I kind of like that idea. Like even though like when there's nobody getting on or off. Thanks for bringing that up, Riverbank. It's actually like because it was actually like a real issue, especially like at the bus stops that have advertising panels. Oh my god, I hate them. I hate those with like advertising panels, like actually block you from seeing the bus and block the bus driver from seeing that you are in the shelter. Oh come on, somebody's like using the music again. Thank you. I could tell because like I just remember that like it keeps on stopping even though there's nobody. Like it just like opens both doors and then it will like make this. Oh yeah, this bus does not have that beep beep sound when the door closed, but I'll show you on another bus later. Yeah, like I know that it was a requirement later on when I was like looking at like the operations manual. But yeah, like back to the story about like bus stopping, like I see that like, oh my god, that was so close. Did you see that again? Like again, like this game is just stimulating real life about like drivers, bad drivers. And yeah, like the string runs along the bus windows. You pull the cord. Oh yeah, there are stop request buttons too. Like there are like Canadian buses and American buses. We do have stop request buttons as well. It's just like more limited because you know like when you pull the string like more accessible along your window already, then you can just do that. Okay, this is the last stop of this bus. Stop. Please leave the bus. This game is called Bus Simulator 2021. The question from How We Get Around. Oh yeah, advertising panels on bus shelters is straight up dystopian. I could not agree more. You know, like, I don't know what you think, but to me, having I'm gonna drive a diesel bus this time, but back to
Have fun.
the story about having ads on transit. Like, I don't know about you, but I do have a feeling that like having ads on transit is a sign of the transit service needs an inhaler to survive. It's also like really promotes consumerism.
Now I'm too scared to go there.
Yeah. I think like what's even more dystopian that I've seen is that one time I rode the bus and there was an advertisement for a car dealership that just opens in my city. Not gonna name names, but it happened. r/that happened. Hey look, it's a bus lane. We love bus lane. All my homies love bus lanes. Okay,
It's great. you're
Question.
So punctual.
do you like it if your bus lane is a bus lane, or do you like it when it's a bus and taxi lane?
I like hiking up Old Island last week. It's so cute. It's huge. It's so cute.
I personally just like it to be a bus lane, because like, well, it depends though. Like if it's like in a high traffic area that there can be a high usage of taxi vehicles, then it might interfere with the bus. Oh wow, I should not be leaving the stop yet. But while everybody is here, I just want to let you know that thank you so much for coming to my stream tonight. This is my first stream ever. I might do more of this, considering that I don't have a job now. Yeah. The only reason why I started streaming is, yeah, I just generally have more time. And I do have a Twitch channel the Twitch is at More Than Transit. I will embed that to my profile soon, but I'll try to do some streaming on there as well.
I need to get new books. I finished them all.
You see, this is a design flaw. This is a design flaw right here, right here, right here. There's a yield sign at a bus stop, like on a street with a bus lane. Like, what the hell? Like, the buses are speeding up and it finally having its own dedicated lane, but now has to like yield to car traffic. I think it should be the other way around, honestly. Oh, back to the idea about like ads on transit. I think the only acceptable ads that I would accept is community services. Like if that ad is promoting community services and like low cost or free community services, because it's, I mean, that basically that like that in that case the ad do play as a bulletin, and we love being updated about things happening in our community and not like one more new business opening. Oh no. Skip the stop again. Stop requested.
What? How did I end up here?
What does it take to become a bus driver? Oh, in Canada you need a class 2 license, which is like the second highest tier of driver's license. Just behind class 1, which is the class of license to become a semi-truck driver.
Hey!
I'd like to buy a ticket, please. That's a strange bus.
I have a solid 3 minutes in here, so I'm not sure how many of you are still around, but
I've heard there's a
yeah. Oh, yeah. I love trolley buses much more than battery electric buses. Wait, I feel like I never finished that argument. But generally saying, battery electric buses are just not reliable. Like, especially if you live in Canada. And I hope that I'm not the only person who feels like this. Like, they are actually like very bad in terms of reliability because Canadian weather, Canadian winter is cold. Yeah, Canadian winter is just straight up cold. I think like I read a report on battery electric bus. So my city, like my mom's city actually, they did a trial with battery electric bus. They piloted one battery electric bus about 4 years ago. And when the report was out, it stated that the range it drops to just 160 kilometers, 160 from 700 kilometers during the summer. And the 700 kilometers was reached because the bus was not turning on its AC. And if you live in the Canadian prairies, you would know that like there's like a huge difference between the winter weather and the summer weather. Oh wow. Oh wow. That's interesting. That's a thing. Yeah, thanks for sharing about that. Yeah, the range really sucked, but the idea about the frame cracked open, oh my god, like I don't want to think about that. I don't want to call yeah, like I don't want the bus that I'm riding on like will tear itself apart. I think like trolley bus is like a really good existing technology that we have, and we try to get rid of it for the sake of aesthetic, because I think like I heard like from a lot of people in many cities, they say that like their city get rid of trolley buses because of the overhead wires. It's too ugly. Like, man, I get it. I get that the wires can overwhelm the look of a street, but if that's a technology piece that is working properly and working very fine, then we should not be getting rid of it and change to some mediocre, less reliable technology. It sounds controversial, but battery electric buses sounds like the Hyperloop idea. Like, I mean, actually, like if in 50 years or so the Hyperloop actually if the Hyperloop actually become a thing, then it is the battery electric buses of that era.
Went up to the Lakeside Districts a couple of days ago. Hummingbird Bridge looks amazing from there.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, like I know the overhead wires, like I am not sure, like I have a friend who is an electrical engineer, and they say that the wires actually is actually not dangerous for people crossing, which debunk the idea of, oh yeah, those wires are dangerous for pedestrians. It might give them electric shock, and that's just wrong. I think the idea, the major problem with trolley, which with the current technology, it's also solvable, is yeah, I think like it's a solvable technology nowadays that you have a hybrid trolley, because like sometimes like a road that a trolley bus travels on, it might be closed for maintenance and require the bus to be detoured. If it's like only detoured for like 1 or 2 blocks, then I'm pretty sure that hybrid trolley is totally a viable idea. Like the trolley bus can go off track for like up to 1 kilometer and then like get rewired onto the track. Like got rewired into the wire. No problem at all. I think like, yeah, modern technology has allowed, I believe that modern technology allows trolley buses to go off wire. And like they can go off wire for like a kilometer or something. No, what I was saying earlier is that like battery electric buses are not that appealing and they are not that overrated. That they are overrated. And like people are thinking about like, especially the tech bros. Did you just see like a car flipping and then like disappeared? Did you see that? You see that? But I was saying that like battery electric buses are really overrated, and like a lot of transit agencies they look at that and be like, oh yeah, that's just our solution. That's our solution to like green energy and like zero emission and such. But it's oh, they actually are. Like, I love the trolley buses of Vancouver.
My daughter works at Samsoft. She really likes it there.
Yeah, trolley bus for the win, babies. Trolley bus, no, for real, like trolley buses for the win. If I could bring back trolley bus tomorrow, I would do it. Legit, I would do it. Like trolley buses are also quiet. It's like it's also as quiet as a battery electric bus, and then alright, this is like the hardest part of the map, y'all. I have always crashed in this area because of how narrow the road is. You see, I love narrow streets. It's so safe for me as a pedestrian. But like as a bus driver, I understood the pain of the bus drivers now. Like, I mean, if they are not stressed about time, then there's no problem at all. But
Do I have a valid ticket?
pretty sure every city has them. Like I'm gonna look that up.
Thank you.
Bear with me. Bear with me for a minute. Okay, so LA actually have streetcars, but yeah, I'm just still scrolling through this. Oh, actually they do. Well, it says this website is not really. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, they have streetcars. Let me go into images. Yeah. Oh yeah, they do have trolley buses. This is LA, right? Man, I feel like a professor at the moment giving an online lecture. Technically, I'm not. I don't miss my time at university at all, though. Well, Paris itself, it developed its metro network in the 1900s already. So, but, well, worth a search still. For the first time that I heard something good comes out from Ohio. Okay, we getting DDoSed. Never mind, we're back. We're back in business. What European city had trolley buses? Let's look that up. Map European countries with operating. Well, it's just a map. Like, I think like just gonna go. Tallinn, love Tallinn. We all heard, like, have you guys heard that Tallinn Trams page on Instagram? They're really good. Better check them out. Make some really good content over there. No, I will not. Ooh, list of trolley bus systems. I know it's Wikipedia, but list of trolley bus systems in France. Looks like it's not in Paris, but like I said earlier, Paris already had a very good Paris itself already has a really good metro system that they developed in the 1900s. Like, they developed it like more than 100 years ago. So you don't really need trolley buses when you already have high capacity rail, when you already have like good rail network.
Can't wait for my camper. So far away from everything. So disconnected from the world. But I think I'll miss it.
Also, I would love to have to see more cities with bendy trolley buses. See, like this one, but trolley. What the hell? You see, yes, it's another pickup truck. Yes, it's another pickup truck.
One ticket, please.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, Japan has so many like high capacity. I mean, even in like Tokyo metro area alone, there's already. Oh God, I gave out too much money. Um, Even in the Tokyo metro area alone, there's already like trams, trains, metro, regional train. Yeah, so it's already like so good at the beginning. Oh no 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 no! Ah, damn it! I don't know how to use a roundabout.
Away from my camping trip. So far away from everything. So
It's a skill issue right there.
I think I'll miss the
Laugh at me all you want. Oh yeah. I mean, well, Hong Kong itself, like, it already has a really good backbone system. By then, like, by the time they were planning the trolley bus, like the 1990s, like they were already having. I mean, at that time they only had the KCR and the MTR only opened like 2 lines. And I think like they just focused more on expanding the MTR. And eventually, like, we see the merger of the KCR and like the Kowloon Canton Railway become a more inner city service rather than a regional, rather than like a cross-border service. Yeah. But Hong Kong also has a really good tram network, and then like I love the tram vehicles in Hong Kong. Cause, oh wow, yeah, like the old remnants of the vehicles, the double-decker trams, fantastic.
You're still downtown in 20 minutes.
If there is a city that I really love its usage of regional trains, regional service, it will be Dresden, Germany. Their regional train is double-decker. Yeah, they actually use double-decker trains for their regional services. Like the Stadtschnellbahn or S-Bahn.
I really need some tea and
Oh wow, that's distracted driving right there. Just reading the chat. I think so. Like, well, I mean, take a specific example, for example, of the Island Line. It was meant to be a tram extension. Like, the tram was gonna be extended all the way to Kennedy Town. I think, was that from Central? Yeah, from Central to Kennedy Town. But the government instead opted into expanding the rails instead, like a train network, instead of expanding the trams. And the trams, I think it now serves as good leeway for short distance commuting. Yeah, it serves as a good leeway for short distance commuting and like for tourist purposes. Alright, finally have a passenger who require a wheelchair. Oh no.
I'd like to buy a ticket, please.
I think like this game just kind of overcomplicate the way that you deploy RAMs. Like in many cities that I've seen.
May I have
Like
a ticket, please?
this bus model, this Citaro bus model, the RAM is open by hand, like not by like the machine controlling it. So I'm not sure if the game is just like complicating itself like this. Everybody's intact. Oh wow, the bus is really crowded.
Try some fancy food. Jolly fruit? No, jackfruit. Tastes like a mix of banana, mango, and melon.
I don't think like the Hong Kong's density saved the trams from abandonment. It might just be like one factor of that, one factor, but like the major factor is that it's a very touristy destination. It's a very touristy forms of transportation.
Darn it. I forgot to lock the front door.
Hmm.
Every time someone blocks the door, the bus driver goes over and talks to the person.
I think I stopped at the wrong stop. You see, this game is a lesson about distracted driving. We should not be distracted when we're driving.
Transit terminal. Last stop. Please leave the bus.
Good example about like don't be distracted, bro. Just sitting here and waiting for people to get off the bus. Get off my bus. One time I got a really negative experience with a bus driver like finishing their shift. It was basically that like, I understand that like, yeah, I know that you want to go home, but like, don't kick passengers off the bus. Like, don't be like, don't yell at the passengers for trying to get off the bus, because like, I remember that he was yelling at even like seniors, like elderly people, for not getting off the bus on time. And I was like, give them some time. Like, I know that you're excited to go home and end your shift, but you don't have to be that aggressive, especially with somebody who is like your mom's age.
Hi.
You want to come along or drive yourself?
Oh yeah, I do know that there's a lot of green spaces in Hong Kong. There's a really cool botanical garden there too. Between Hong Kong and Singapore, I would choose Singapore for its but like, yeah, like if it comes to green spaces, I would choose Singapore for its green spaces, but choose Hong Kong for its metro system. Very good metro system. I haven't driven this bus route in a while, so you gotta bear with me. Oh wow, that was smooth.
It's so great that you service the city with your buses. You know, right now I'm on the way to the doctor's, and this bus connection is just
Let's be a little spicy without driving.
In fact, it was after I went fishing. What a day it was. All sunny.
Oakwood High Street.
My wife said it was the sun. Sitting in a boat on open water all day made me feel dizzy. Have you ever been fishing?
I know that I'm supposed to open both doors, but it's getting spicy time for driving. Love how like I complain about bad drivers all the time, and now I'm portraying a bad driver. I just also realized the category of this video stream is education, yet I'm playing video games. Literally like tell all the people that like, oh yeah, video games is education. I mean, in some ways it is.
West 3rd Street.
Like, you learn a lot about transportation. You learn a lot about like the life of a bus driver to this, I guess. And you also learn a lot from the chat as well. Thank you all for the chat.
I don't like much of today's music, but All Direction is okay.
Next stop, Chinatown West.
Oh wow, I did not know that. All I know is that like the reason why like Hong Kong feels so dense at many places is because of that was scary. It's because of the mountainous terrain. Well, but I mean they do sprawl. Like look at how they built the airport. You can tell like they do take the space of a literal ocean to build that.
Thanks. I'm so sorry. Would you let me get off real quick?
We're so close to the next stop. I'll get you up at the next stop instead, bruh.
Chinatown South.
Right on time.
Single ticket, please.
Wait, Houston, is that crowded? Cause like Hong Kong has about 7 million people, right?
Regatta and Jetty.
Houston is actually that huge? Hold on. I'm kind of shocked right now because never thought of Houston. Yeah, like
Regatta and Jetty.
Long and hard about it, you have to come to the conclusion that buses are just awesome.
I love the sunrise. You know what this city's missing? A
feel like I learned something. Oh yeah,
Where did I put
transit cities are definitely like ultimately better. I just don't remember the part where he mentioned Houston has the population of Houston. I miss Reese though. Really hope to see him coming back to YouTube, but I know that like he has his personal life, and as a YouTuber, I fully get it. I mean, I have work and school on top of that, but now I don't have work anymore. Yeah. I still have school though, but not having to work at the moment, it's kind of nice. So I don't want to make me sound like a beggar, but if you could financially support me, you can do that right on the chat. Thank you. You don't have to, but I really appreciate that. Oh yeah, I definitely had. Economies. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, the economies of density. And I think like public service should not be treated as a business anyways. Like a lot of places, America and Canada, they're... Oh yeah, the conversations are crazy, right? Just me monologuing to my microphone. But back to the story about public services. Like, I hate the fact that like a lot of places are treating it as if it's a business when it's literally a necessity. It's an amenity. It's a commodity. Like it should not be treated as a commodity. Like it's a necessary good, and then like therefore, like denser. Yeah, like generally like denser urban places just deserves better public services as well. And then because like public services basically like
Not at all.
build the money for that. Build like the oh wow, valuable item. It's a bus. Yeah, that's the cause of sprawl. That's the cause of low density. You have to like direct more infrastructures, to build more infrastructures, but to serve fewer people. It's so funny that like about a couple years ago when I started talking about these problems, is that they would ask me like, what if people want to live in the suburbs? I was like, and I did not know the answers back then, but now I do know the answers. They're free to live where they want to live, but they have to be willing to pay for it. Like they cannot choose to live like 50 kilometers away from the city, like, away from all the amenities, and expect it like services like directly to their front door. It's kind of funny that these same people will call like all the advocates to be entitled. I'm not sure who's the entitled in here. Yeah, it's a huge problem about active transportation too. Like when the streets are, I mean, well, I've seen suburbs in the Netherlands.
Is that a ghost? Thank you.
Like they are still, they still have access to like bike trails and um, really good infrastructures, like public infrastructures as well. So I think the density is only like one piece of the puzzle. The design and the layout of the neighborhood is the other half. Because, yeah,
Really use your terms of
Stop. West Coast.
there are some really good non-car dependent suburbs out there. It's all about like the design and layout of neighborhoods as well. Like if you design it in a way that is accessible to get around without a car, then I have no problems with suburbs. Suburbs are, yeah, like suburbs, like I know Canadian suburbs are pretty much, oh, what the hell was that? Pretty much denser than American suburbs, but they still have the same design flaws with the sprawling and curvilinear streets. And it's also like impossible to design good transit around that.
Please? I need to get off here.
That's like the ultimate problem with car-dependent suburbs. And we need more of like actual like human-centric
On my
suburb.
way.
I don't know the
I've
word.
got them. What? You know, the handcuffs. See you in a bit. Love you.
Oh wow, this bus is getting really crowded. Wait. You can definitely go in.
My kid is just as smart. She won a spelling bee, right?
Guys, I think the AI of the game just stopped working. Why are these people standing here? Like when there's like plenty of spaces at the back of the bus.
Bye bye.
Again, I hate fare evasion fines. Hate it to my bone. I hate fare evasion fines. That is not equity. That is criminalizing poverty. That is not. And then like some of you might say that like, oh, what about the people who actually like have the capacity to pay and don't pay? And I was like, you know what? If they don't pay, then so be it. Public transit should be free. Well, I'm getting to a point where I'm actually getting a little dizzy. So I'm gonna drive this bus, try to drive this bus to yeah, I'm gonna drive this bus back to its first stop at the transit terminal and then call it quit. I think it would cost less per person for sure. Um, it would be an interesting case study to take a look at, because MTR is literally a real property company. Like, they sell apartments buildings, they sell condos, but they also build the rails. It would be interesting to look at this case study, and considering like the difference in like the Hong Kong dollars versus the US dollars as well. Note this for tomorrow. But generally I think that like Hong Kong don't have that many like lane highways to maintain like Houston. So it might be already of an offset. Like a train, an MTR train moves way more people than the Katy freeway. So definitely like the cost per person would be less for sure. The cost of maintenance and operation per person would be less for sure. In that regards. It's kind of funny that like I haven't like researched that much on Australian and New Zealand communities. I've actually never been there either. It'd be great. Cause like, well, from what I've seen on Google Maps so far, it looks like the design, like the layout of the city looks kind of similar to North American cities. I mean, they're all from the same colonies. Well, yeah, like if you have any like good planning channels that you would recommend me on like planning in New Zealand and Australia, drop them down here. Ooh, Kiwi Planning Sam. Gotta check this guy out. Alright, and I will wrap up my stream tonight in here. It's getting late now. Have to start my day tomorrow with job applications again. But I'm also trying to take this time to take some breaks for myself. That's about it. See ya. And I will make sure that like I create an outro and be right back channel like scene for the stream. But I feel like it's so far so good. Okay,